Happy New Year! You know, I didn't really buy enough makeup in any one category to do category-specific best of videos, except eyeshadow. You know, I have a weakness for eyeshadow. So in today's video, I am going to share with you my top 7 most favorite eyeshadow purchases of 2021, and I am going to do that in ranking style. So if that sounds fun to you, throw this video a thumbs up, and we are going to jump into it right now. A couple of quick side notes before we get started. As usual, I love all of the eyeshadow palettes I'm going to be sharing with you today. Just because something is ranked a little bit lower or a little bit higher doesn't mean I don't love it. If I were to re-rank these next week or next month, who knows, the order could change a little bit. Again, I'm ranking them according to how I feel today. I have featured most of these eyeshadow palettes in some sort of get ready with me or tutorial, and in those instances I will list the video in the description box below so you can see the eyeshadow palette in action. As always, all of the palettes we're talking about today and all the makeup I'm wearing on my face is also listed and linked in the description box below so you can read reviews, do a little research, perhaps even a little shopping. With all that being said, let's jump into my number 7 most favorite eyeshadow palette of 2021. Number 7. You know, I did not have the best luck with drugstore eyeshadow palettes this year. I tried some from Wet n Wild that I wasn't crazy about. I tried some from Milani. I tried some from e.l.f. But I did find one super standout, high quality, extremely affordable eyeshadow palette at the drugstore. And I loved it so much, I bought not just one color story, I purchased 5 color stories. And it is these little Essence mini eyeshadow palettes. These are so good, you guys. They're only $3. They're nice and compact. My 2 favorite color stories are Dancing Green and Like to Mauve It, Mauve It. These are so good. The mattes are extremely pigmented and very blendable. The shimmers are smooth as silk. I'm not going to swatch all of these for you, but I am going to swatch the green one. I've had a lot of fun playing with the green. I haven't featured it on my channel yet, but I do plan to one of these days soon. 3 mattes, a nice transition shade, a really dark, deep matte, and a nice, I think this one is a little bit of a satin, but it acts as a matte. And these green shimmers are just gorgeous. Look at the pigment on those. Look at the sheen on those. They're not overly glittery. They're really easy to work with. These eyeshadow palettes are so good, you guys, and it's a really great way to play with color. Like I said, I purchased 5 different color stories. I got the taupe color story, which is really, really cool toned. I got the bronze color story, and believe it or not, I even bought a blue color story. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but for $3 I can't lose. There's only one of the color stories I haven't purchased, and that is the coral, and I think I am going to pick that up next time I am at Ulta. So my number 7 most favorite eyeshadow palette purchase of 2021, these little Essence eyeshadow palettes. They are really that good and a great way to play with different colors without spending a ton of money. Eyeshadow palette number 6. I've gotten tons of use out of this eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love it. It is an everyday go-to eyeshadow palette, and it is the Sephora Collection I Love eyeshadow palette. This is such a great, easy, standby neutral eyeshadow palette. It has 3 mattes, 3 shimmers, a nice big creamy matte. It's so easy. It comes in a variety of shades. This is in the shade Light Cool. It comes in medium cool, deep cool, light warm, medium warm, deep warm. They also have some floral tones. The only reason this is ranked number 6 and not a little bit higher is it's not the most exciting palette in the world. It's an everyday go-to for sure. Super easy, beginner friendly, gorgeous on mature eyes. I absolutely love it, but like I said, it's not a super exciting palette. It's very, very affordable, and I love that. Full price, it's $14, which makes this pretty much drugstore price, but Sephora has been offering 30% off on their Sephora collection during most of their sales. That brings this price down considerably. Anyway, I think this is a super high quality eyeshadow palette. I do have a tutorial on this. I will link that in the description box below. I am not going to swatch these right now. We are not going to have time, but I do believe I swatched it in the video that I am linking in the description box below. 2021 favorite palette, number 5, the Tartelette Juicy Eyeshadow Palette. I picked this eyeshadow palette up last spring. It is a 20 pan palette. It is gorgeous. It is right up my alley. I love the pinks and the purples. I love the peachy browns. I love the camel. I love the deeper browns. It is a neutral lover's dream. I picked this up last spring. I used it all spring and summer. I haven't really used it that much this fall and winter because to me this is more of a spring and summer palette. Since then, they have come out with a smaller Tartelette Juicy. I think that one is their classic 12 pan palette. They have some smaller palettes, and they recently came out with a huge Tartelette Juicy with, I think, what, like 30 palettes? Anyway, I'm really happy to have it. I do have a video review of this palette with a tutorial, and I am looking forward to using it again come spring and summer. Actually, I should probably pull it out this winter again. It is a gorgeous palette. And I love the Tarte formula, and I love the scent of Tarte. Palette number 5, Tartelette Juicy. Number 4 favorite eyeshadow palette of 2021, and it is this cute little ColourPop quad called Sorbet. I absolutely love this color story. 2 mattes, 2 shimmers. It's sort of a dusty brownie rose and a brownie berry. Super, super pretty. I did feature this in a tutorial and I will link that video below, but I am going to quickly swatch these for you because they're just so pretty. 2 shimmers, transition, and a deepening shade. I don't know. I always get a gorgeous look when I use these colors. I love the color story. I love the quality. I love the packaging. And I love the price. It's only $10. So that is 2021 favorite number 4, ColourPop Quad in the shade Sorbet. All right, we are getting to the top 3. My number 3 most favorite eyeshadow palette of 2021, the Natasha Denona Glam Eyeshadow Palette. This is a gorgeous, cool, neutral eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love it. You know, I really wanted to buy this in 2020 when it first came out. I had it in my shopping cart during the Sephora sale. It sold out. So instead I bought the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox, which I love, but I can't include that in this roundup because I purchased it in 2020. Anyway, most recently during the Sephora sale, I really wanted to get the Natasha Denona. Actually, I wanted to get any Natasha Denona palette because I'd never tried a Natasha Denona palette. I had my eye on the retro palette, the middle size, the $65 one. And I was at Sephora and I was looking and looking and looking. I did buy the retro palette, and at the same time I bought one of her minis, a more neutral mini. I brought those home. I looked at that retro palette and it just scared me. It was so far out of my comfort zone. And because I had never tried a Natasha Denona formula, I thought, well, if I'm going to try the formula for the first time, I want to try a color story I'm comfortable with. So I actually returned the retro palette and picked up the Glam palette. This is a cool neutral eyeshadow palette right up my alley, but there are some warmer colors in here as well. I absolutely love it. The only reason it is number 3 and not number 2 or number 1 is because it's a larger palette and I'm still getting comfortable with it. But I really do love it and I'm super happy to have it. And the Natasha Denona formula, it's spectacular. I'm really glad I finally got to try Natasha Denona this year. So the Natasha Denona Glam palette, although it is not new in 2021, it's new to me. I absolutely love it, and it is my number 3 most favorite eyeshadow palette purchase of 2021. Favorite eyeshadow of 2021, number 2, is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam. I used this in my tutorial last week and I absolutely loved the look that I got. This is really more of a neutral palette. It does lean a little bit cool there and it leans a little bit warm there, but it is very, very, very neutral. The quality, spectacular. I loved applying it. I loved wearing it. You can get a lot of different looks. It's a mini. I love minis. I absolutely love this palette. Now, let me show you the difference between the mini glam and the full-size glam, because you might be thinking, well, if you have the mini glam, why did you need the full-size glam? Well, I didn't need the full-size glam, but here's the thing. These are really actually complementary palettes towards each other. I think the mini glam leans a little bit more neutral and a little bit more brown, whereas the larger glam, you know, overall leans a little bit more taupe and gray and a little bit cooler, but they work really, really well together, and I am really happy to have both of them. But I did rank the mini a little bit higher simply because it's a mini. It's more approachable for me. It's easier for me. The color story is perfect. I don't have to think about it. It's more affordable. So eyeshadow palette number 2, 2021, is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam. I absolutely love it. I will link the video below where I did a really gorgeous eye look with it. Okay? Da 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 da! My number 1 most favorite eyeshadow purchase of 2021 is another new one for me. It is my very first Viseart palette. It's cardboard packaging. It opens up like so. Little mirror. But the important thing is the quality of the eyeshadow and the color story. It is such a great color story. I'm going to put my glasses on. We have 4 mattes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest of the shimmers are absolutely beautiful. We have some warm neutral tones. We have some cool, like a plum tone, a lavender tone. You can get so many looks out of this palette. I am wearing it on my eyes today. I will get close up and show you my eye look. I think it turned out really, really pretty. And I will show you the colors that I used. I used this cream colored matte sort of all over to set my concealer. Of course, there was my transition shade, that just nice, medium, slightly warm brown. And then I went into this taupey shade on the inner half of my lid and this more taupey pewter shade on the outer half of my lid. So one transition, inner lid, outer lid. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You know, I had wanted to try a Viseart formula for such a long time, but none of the palettes ever really jumped out to me until a couple of months ago. I saw my friend Kiki did a full review on this eyeshadow palette, including swatches and 2 or 3 different eye looks. I instantly fell in love and knew I had to have it. And so when it went on sale during Black Friday, I picked it up. And I'm so glad I did. So if you would like to see some swatches of this palette and 2 or 3 gorgeous eye look tutorials, I will link Kiki's video in the description box below. It's really well worth watching, and it is the reason I bought this palette, and I'm so happy I did. So a huge thank you to Kiki for inspiring me to buy this absolutely beautiful eyeshadow palette. I'm so happy to have it, and in fact, it is my #1 most favorite eyeshadow purchase of 2021. All right, we did it. Thank you once again for hanging in there with me. I really, really appreciate the time that you spend with me. I hope you enjoyed my top 7 most favorite eyeshadow palette purchases of 2021. And if you did, I would love it if you would throw this video a thumbs up. That really helps support my channel. And of course, all the products that we talked about today, as well as all the makeup that I have on my face, are listed and linked in the description box below, so you can do your own research, read reviews, maybe even a little shopping. I would also love to hear what your favorite eyeshadow palette purchases of 2021 were. With all that being said, I hope you have a safe, happy, and healthy New Year. I look forward to visiting with you in the comment section, and I really hope to see you in my video Sunday. Happy New Year! Okay, couple of side notes. What are my side notes? I always have a side note. 7, 5. Oh my God. It's not number 5, it's number 4. I've sort of, ranking is hard. 7, 6. It is number 5. 7, 6, 5. Cashmere Etendu Entende. I don't know how to say it.